So when I was in middle school, there was this girl I liked. She sat a couple seats away from me. Really pretty, you know. I always got really nervous about being around her and, you know, eventually trying to ask her out, you know. And eventually we moved on. We went on to different high schools and, you know, I never thought about it again, which is the quote I have here. Waiting for tomorrow, waste of day, by Charlie Chan. So the reason I bring that story up is because I waited for tomorrow, you know, tomorrow I'll ask her out, tomorrow I'll ask her out, tomorrow I'll, you know, talk to her, get a head start or something like that, and it never came. So that's what I want to talk about today, and I agree with the quote that it's one, wasted time, two, the fact that tomorrow is never guaranteed really, and that sometimes you just got to take action. So the first thing is wasted time. You waste a lot of time just kind of building it up in your head, and you kind of just, you know, you don't do the thing you were thinking of doing. And there's times like that where I like say, you know, I'm gonna buy a car or something like that, and I'm building it up in my head, and eventually, you know, I don't end up buying the car, and I move on to the next thing. And it's just wasted time that I could have been doing something else or taking that action to actually, you know, save up the money and move forward to buying that car. Also, tomorrow is never guaranteed. You know, you want to talk to someone in your past, or you want to move forward or build a relationship with someone else, and then you just don't, and they die, you know, and they move away. Something happens to the point where you can't do that, you know, and it's just like tomorrow was never guaranteed for you. It went away. And the last thing is taking action. You want to take that action, you know, you want to build yourself up to the point where you do that action. I remember a time when I was in middle school and no, actually in high school, and there was a video game I really wanted, and you know, I would always ask my parents, you know, can I get the money for it? They always told me no, so I took the action to, you know, mow some lawns, clean some cars, build up the own money for me to, you know, buy the game eventually. And that's what I want to talk about. That's what I want to say about today is that waiting for tomorrow is a waste of today, because you could do it today, you could just get it over with and move on forward. Thank you.
All right, I like the personal story at the beginning to lead into the topic. You've got a clear statement of your goal based on the topic that you had. There's a preview of what the supporting structure is going to be. I think the points could be a little bit more distinctive. They sound like they're just kind of all part of one sentence that you've divided into parts. But you do, in the body of the speech, kind of indicate that you are at each of those parts, so it worked out pretty well. I thought that you had pretty good material. It did end up repeating itself a little bit, and I think you could use some details on those examples. I wish you had some examples as vivid as the one that you used in your attention device to fit into the other sections. Presentation issues are fine. You've got good variety in your voice. It sounds pretty energetic. I like some of the indicative gestures that you have. I mean, even the part where you're kind of pounding your hand into your fist or pounding your fist into your hand to emphasize a point both in the beginning of the speech and later on when you get to those last points. I thought that was a good way of emphasizing things that you're talking about. For the most part, your body movements seem to be purposeful, related to identifying an idea or moving on to the next thing. I appreciate you taking off your hat so that you're speaking to us instead of hiding those things. What'd you do, leave it sitting outside? There you go. So that's a little bit extra. And, you know, for that, I'm thankful. Thank you.